On this episode, we are joined by Fingal Ferguson. Fingal is a world-class handcrafted knife maker, a highly respected Irish butcher and cheesemonger, and is the 5th generation on the world-renowned family-run farm at Gubbeen.
Hey, my name is Fingal Ferguson, and this is my top 5. Ballymaloe, without a shadow of a doubt, it's an amazing place that plays a big role in my life and my heart. They're a family that I'm always amazed by what they can do as combined force. They grow all their own veg. They have a wonderful network between them of creativity, but there's a celebration of the of I suppose the honesty of Irish food and the no need to overcomplicate it. You know, you sit down in a very welcoming environment that just is from beginning to end a meal that will stick by you. And if you ever had somebody who'd never been to Ireland before, you want them to go here to just to make them proud, you know, of the food that we can produce in this country. There is just from beginning to end fantastic things that are always seasonal. Everything that I've had there, it's hard to pick out one dish, but I can't say enough good about Ballymaloe. Number 2 is an amazing, brilliant man called Tiernan, who's behind Black Axe Mango. He has this ability to just explode your taste buds and senses, and he will create original things that you probably don't think will work, or do you think they work? And it just has you wondering entirely until you eat it and you realize there's a party in your mouth. Forgive me for using the phrase, it's overused, but it is just this amazing venue. You just got to get in there, get stuck in, and embrace the overall wonders of what he can put together. It's designed to challenge the senses, and I mean that in the best way possible. I've always been amazed by what he will do because he isn't afraid to push the boundaries. And I have to admit, I just love challenges in every way. Number 3, Johnny Desmond is this amazing, very brilliant chef who comes from a background of being a lecturer in a university in La Varenne in Paris, moved to this very small island off the coast here on Hare Island. The restaurant is called The Cottage Restaurant. Himself and his wife Anne-Marie, they run this 20-seater that is it's a place that I think would celebrate the sort of, it's one of those places you have to fight to get to. You have to kind of drive to the middle of nowhere, get onto a tiny little ferry, travel out to the island, walk a mile to the house, rain, hail or shine. The adventure of getting there and walking through the door and being presented with a set menu. But the set menu is a celebration of logic, good food, and it's in a venue that, you know, you feel like you've been invited to somebody's house, but the perfection and the execution of the food is divine. But you are literally on the coast, out in the elements, having gone through these adventures to get there. You drink far too much wine, you eat too much food, you laugh too much, and then you have to walk back out to the ferry. But I've been there at cases where literally the fluorescence is in the water. There's just the water is glowing, the moon is setting behind the mountain. You have these windows where it's beyond postcard, but you've been part of this thing, this whole process of going to a place for such a unique experience. It is a wonderful venue. We're going to Spain. Spain is a dear place in my heart. My mum my mum spent a lot of her childhood growing up in Spain. Her dad married again, so that connection to Spain for me is those trips as a young kid are hugely influential. Sitting at long tables and the sound, the warmth, the heat, the crickets outside, the big garlicky celebration of ba-boom, you know, everything is just big and wonderful and continuous. And to me, southern Spain like that is just family and big flavors and celebration. So one of the things that I've always loved is that there's some brilliant friends called the Chestons. They live up in the Huelva Mountains, And I go over there with them occasionally to help with the matanza, which is the whole process of making the jamon. And it's the area where the best jamon is made in Spain. The fantastic cured meats. And as a butcher myself, it's something where you celebrate the hard work, but you learn where the origins of it all have come from and how to do some of the best in the world, but with the most simplest means. And I think that the wonderful thing about the Chestertons is it's a Scottish family who have settled and become more local than the locals in this beautiful, up in the trees in the mountains of southern Spain. And the food is, there's just people in life who literally wake up in the morning and they're thinking about the next meal or several meals ahead, and the connection between them and what needs to be used and how are we going to do it. And people who celebrate food and it's just the life force, and this family do it so well and make you part of that. And I think the best part about those meals is you're always asked to join in and get stuck in side by side to prepare these meals. I think in a modern day, is it fair enough to say we put 10 to 20 minutes of work into your meal before dinner? It's just, on a bad day, you're just reheating something you bought in the shop. But do you know those days that you just put your entire day from the morning all the way through for dinner? But every element of that is fun and something you enjoy doing, and it's to be celebrated. That's my thought of this family and how they make you feel part of the whole process and being in and to sit down on this meal with them and enjoy food in the most honorable and honest way in a place that produces some of the best food. And in that Spanish merge with, I suppose, the classics and I mean, I suppose just different cultures meshed together but celebrated that way. My sister and myself, we are probably we're very close as a family, but my sister is one of my favorite chefs, one of the best cooks I know. She has a fantastic tradition and she's worked in lots of different places around the world, but we've kind of had the same influences, but yet she can wipe the floor with me when it comes to food. She has that logic, that intuition that is so essential in execution. She has her own garden. She grows a lot of the veg. She does a lot of the things like she pickles and ferments. I often jestingly call her the White Witch of Gubbeen. She just knows how to heal you with food and potions and lotions and wonderful things.